G'day, legends. I've been travelling a lot of Victoria lately, particularly rural Victoria, talking to farmers, rural communities, etc., and talking to them about vitality. I don't use the term mental health anymore because it's a misnomer. It doesn't actually explain in any detail what's actually going on for a person. And we are now in the month of November. So a lot of focus comes particularly on men's mental health. I had this really beautiful farmer look me in the eye, and there was so much behind those eyes. There was so much emotion, so much story. This man had been the one who found his brother when his brother had taken his own life. And he just turned to me and he said, with these young people, what do we do? How do we prevent this? And I said, well, therein lies the drama. People are so hell-bent on running around trying to prevent something, they focus on the thing that they're trying to prevent. So what actually happens? It increases. Now, psychological studies have actually demonstrated this. When one person takes their own life, it often gives psychological approval for others to do the same. There's a spate of it. Now, I was having another conversation with a fairly intense high-performance group or operators. So they look after railway lines for large companies, and there's a lot of money going over those railway lines, and it's a very intense job. So they wanted to talk about safety, and I said, I don't talk about safety. What I talk about is standard. Now, I've had a past. I was a combat team commander, over 100 soldiers, but it wasn't just a combat team. It was an armoured combat team. So we had, a bit under 30 armoured vehicles, Australian light armoured vehicles, weighing in at around $1.5 to $2 million a hit, 14.1 tonnes, move really quickly, lots of different things to them. Now, people could say there's so much that could go wrong. Well, that combat team was amazing because of the training we did and the energy and the resources we put into the standard. And we held the standard. It was really, really good. And I didn't have to worry about safety. Matter of fact, I scared the shit out of a lot of people that hadn't done the training that we had done when we were getting certified to deploy on operations. Even my boss turned to me and goes, I've never seen anything like that. And at one point he was scared, and I said, just trust me, boss. Just trust me, and I will show you how this will work out. And to his credit, he did. He was an awesome boss. And what had happened is, he would normally have shut down a live fire practice where there's lots of bullets and bombs going everywhere because of safety. And I said, this is safe. It's just moving really, really quickly because the standard is there. These people know what they are doing. Just trust me, trust them. And he did, and he didn't stop the practice. It ended for another 2 hours. It kept going for another 2 hours, and we were certified. And what happened is we didn't focus on safety. We focused on the standard because that's what we wanted. We wanted the high standard, and, safety took care of itself. Now, that's just a quick analogous story. When you focus on living life, everything else takes care of itself. When we have a reason to live, everything else takes care of itself. But my question is, how many of us are actually living purpose right now? How many of you know you are truly on purpose and you are living on purpose in complete integrity? There are two keys. Why integrity? Because if you're out of integrity, shame and guilt reside in your system, and they are incredible killers when they turn toxic inside our system. Suicide is not the biggest killer of Australian men between 15 and 44 in Australia. It is the suppression of shame and guilt because of an emotionally illiterate society that doesn't understand how to utilise those energies in an appropriate way for growth and evolution, and so toxicifies them, internalise them, and they turn out in a way in which either sends a person completely numb or in so much pain. Either way, same spectrum, different ends of it, they choose to take their own life by their own hand. The other thing is, as I turned to this farmer, he goes, how do we stop them these young people taking their own life? I turned to him and said, we give a reason for living. We focus on it. And my question to all of you in that forum was, how many of you are an example to people out there about how to live life? And that's an internal question that only they can answer. But I can guarantee that there wasn't a high percentage that were doing that. So this month, if you want to focus on anything, focus on the reason for living. Focus on allowing yourself to go deep, understand your true purpose, and actually live that. And be that example. And call people out by just quietly, politely, respectfully, and lovingly asking them the questions. Well, is this part of your real purpose? If it's not, well, why are you doing it? Why are you wasting energy on that drama when realistically, how does it affect your life? And it doesn't. Yeah, awesome. So why are you letting it affect your life right now by engaging in that drama? Or how do we help you live your purpose? That's a massive conversation. That's a massive shift in the energy. When we do that, we set people up for success. Is it a smooth journey? No, it's not. My journey of recovery was shit. But I did it, made me stronger for it, and I earned vitality. And this is what we forget. Life is also something to be earned. Trust you got something for it. Remember, be the reason that other people see another person living their own purpose. Be the reason why people are inspired to change their life into integrity and living purpose. And when you do that, we'll have a magical society. Trust you got something from it. Big love.